So if you've been around on the internet for the last, I don't know, week and a half or so, I'm sure that you have heard about this whole controversy between Ethan Klein from H3H3 and Ian from IDubbbz. So IDubbbz is a YouTuber that is very well known for basically being a cyberbully. That's what he does best. He puts out a lot of fictitious comments and concerns into people's heads about a bunch of people in the online space. Ethan from H3H3 runs a podcast where they basically do, I don't really know how to explain what they do, but they do it. So IDubbbz started up his stream the other day with a watermarked background stating the following. So this comment obviously reads, quick daily reminder that Ethan from H3H3 is likely a PDF file who has blanked his own children. That's a pretty serious and heinous thing to put out on somebody, especially with no information, right? But the kicker to this whole thing is IDubbbz is not the one that said this. All he did was watermark it and put it in his stream. That's what brings this into a controversial topic because Ethan is suing IDubbbz for a defamation case. However, IDubbbz, from watching the stream, I never saw him actually argue that this comment was true in any way. Now, should it have been on the screen? Absolutely not. I think that we can all agree that it's awful, and to go after somebody's children and their family like that is just completely low-life scum level stuff. But that's besides the point. Because IDubbbz did this, put a comment that somebody else made on his stream, Ethan filed a lawsuit against him. A defamation lawsuit. This defamation lawsuit was going to occur in Canada, and Ethan lives in Canada. IDubbbz does not, and he even admitted that Canada's more lax on the whole defamation case. It'll be a lot easier to win than if both of them were in America facing American laws. Because of this, it kind of put a bad taste in everybody's mouth for Ethan. Because like I said, nobody's going to argue that what IDubbbz did was not bad. With no proof, no anything showing that the comment is true, he shouldn't have ever put it on his stream. Everybody can agree with that. It was an awful choice. Definitely no PR training there. So after this stream took place, everything, went by like normal on the stream, and Ethan files a lawsuit against him, as I said. And this was IDubbbz's video explaining that.
It is official. I am being sued by Ethan Klein in the courts of Calgary, Alberta, for defamation. I do plan on fighting against this, but for now it is in the hands of the courts and our attorneys. I will say that it worries me what it means for the commentary community, and especially the Canadian commentary community. But this is about all I can say, at least for now.
So the reason that Ethan said that he actually filed this lawsuit is because IDubbbz broadcasted this message on his stream for 40 minutes. 40 minutes people saw this comment about Ethan with his name drop, with his channel. There was no debating on who it was talking about, right? So Ethan files the lawsuit against him. Flash forward just a little bit, and Ethan says on his stream, or podcast, if you will, that if he received a public apology video from Ian, IDubbbz, that he would drop the entire lawsuit. Now, this gets a little iffy and controversial because a lot of people are saying, why are you suing IDubbbz in the first place? I understand that what he did was wrong, and I'm kind of on this side as well. I'm not a big fan of IDubbbz. I really don't like the way that he is. I don't like the videos that he makes. I'm just overall not a big fan. But I don't think that it was right to take the litigious path and go to court over this when IDubbbz is not even the person that made the comment in the first place. Ethan, you 100% should have went after Destiny. That was the person to go after, especially if you're going to run a defamation case, because he said some heinous things about you. Like, he went straight for your kids and your family, and it's not cool. It's not cool to do that in any way. So flash forward a little bit farther, and IDubbbz does make an apology video. And here's a snippet from that.
And this isn't a message I want to spread. So I'm sorry to Ethan and Ela and your family. You guys didn't deserve that. I'm going to think about all of this a lot more, I'm sure. But for now, I really do want to just get back to making the content that I want to make. Having said all that, I wish everyone the best. I genuinely want to see a better world, and I do not want to be a contributor to what makes it terrible. So long. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, so there it is. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. Totally. I left a comment which she was kind enough to pin. Hi, Ian. Appreciate the thoughtful apology. It means a lot. I've instructed my attorneys to drop the lawsuit.
And while I was just watching Ethan's stream on the H3H3 podcast, he went over the entire video. You can go find it. It's on IDubbbz's channel. It's not going to be hard to find, especially with as big as this is going on right now. IDubbbz clearly states in that video that he feels like he was bullied into apologizing. And I kind of understand what he's saying with the free speech getting a little iffy, and Ethan's kind of treading on waters where, like, he's basically forcing people to delete stuff or make it to where they can't say certain things. But at the same time, Ian, that was a horrendous thing to put on stream. Like, there's no way that you could have possibly seen that, put it on stream, and thought there's going to be no backlash with me doing this. Now, like I said, I don't think that going the justice system route was the correct move here. I don't think that was the play in any way. I can't get behind that. It's pretty much an unwritten rule that in the online space, you don't take stuff to court. If something happens online, you settle it online. And you either have beef forever or you let it blow through. But Ethan didn't want to do that, obviously. He wanted to file a defamation case against the wrong person, in my opinion. Understandably so, like I said, forming a lawsuit against the situation. Right idea, wrong target. That's how I'll put it. But the irony behind this whole thing of Ian saying that he felt bullied is his whole character on YouTube is basically cyberbullying. That's the entire point of what he does. He makes fun of people, he bullies people, he trashes on people, and he's put out so many fictitious videos of people saying things that just were completely not even true. So it's kind of wild hearing from him that he thinks that he's been cyberbullied into apologizing. However, Ethan obviously watched the apology video, and he watched it on stream, and you can go find that. He was live while I was recording this, actually, talking about the situation, because I'm sure they're going to milk it for a little bit. However, he also went and commented on IDubbbz's video, confirming that he had already spoken with his attorneys to drop the legal charges. So here's where I stand on this whole situation. I do think that legal repercussions were probably necessary for Destiny, not for IDubbbz. As much as I do not like IDubbbz, and I don't stand with IDubbbz, and truthfully, I'm not on his side because he made an awfully poor decision to even watermark that on his stream in the first place. All in all, it kind of almost seems like a publicity stunt from both of them in a weird kind of way, or a way to kind of target everybody towards Destiny, if that makes sense. And that may just be a hot take for me. You might just look at me and say, you don't really know what you're talking about, and that's fine. You're subject to that opinion, but I just don't see a world where it was the reasonable thing to do was putting a lawsuit against IDubbbz. I just can't understand that. And I'm not really trying to pick sides here. I'm more so trying to play devil's advocate. As I've said, I don't really like IDubbbz. I don't like the person that he is. I don't like the videos that he makes. I'm not a huge fan of Ethan either. I don't really watch him. I don't really have a specific reason to not be. I liked watching his stuff with Oliver Tree and all of that, but his videos just aren't really my kind of videos to watch. So I'm really coming in this at a solid middle ground, in my opinion. All in all, I guess we'll see what happens going forward. The lawsuit seems to have been dropped, or it at least is in the works of getting dropped via Ethan's attorneys currently. And IDubbbz may never say anything about this again. He may just let it burn and just never come back to the topic. And honestly, that might be the best thing to do for him. And I somewhat expect Ethan to kind of milk this whole situation, at least going into more of the Destiny stuff. I wouldn't mind seeing him potentially take legal action against Destiny because, like I said, I think that would be justified in a way. But yeah, I just wanted to catch you guys up. I didn't know if you guys had known about him dropping the lawsuit or if you knew about the situation entirely. So I appreciate you guys watching. See ya.